The aces each refer to the seed of the element of the suit, like the Ace of Wands is the seed of the fire element, creativity and will. The Ace of Cups is the seed of water, emotions and relationships. The Ace of Swords is the seed of air, our ideas and intellect. Ace of Pentacles is the seed of materials such as money, or food and bodily affairs. The number 1 is the beginning, how everything is just born, before it becomes solid and manifested in reality. In fire, wands, this is the passion and creative energy to build, go or do anything. In water, cups, it's to meet, feel and crave the essence of love and relationships before they form. In air, swords, it is an idea, forming slowly into a plan which precks any project. In earth, pentacles, this is reality and sustenance, like food, money or even sexual desire. The aces have no astrological association to them, since they are so vague and in the preconceived part of the element, its seed phase. The closest association is the Keter Sapphira, which is the first in the tree of life. From it emanates the primal light, which is infinite, shapeless. It is so primal it has yet to take shape. The twos represent the first duality emerging in any element. It is the first manifestation of the elemental energy, after the potential powers the aces have provided. The number 2 represents contrast and opposites like black and white, in and out. In creative will, fire, wands. When one man's will may be imposed upon another or in ideas, air, swords. When thoughts may be confusing and contradicting, leading us to inaction. This same duality finds us when emotions, water, cups, are echoed when meeting another and feeling the love. It is that splittering change that is viewed in materials and fortunes, earth, pentacles. The 2 of Wands meaning is dominion, having control of both sides of the matter. The 2 of Wands energy is Mars and Aries, which is absolutely perfect for Mars and his rulership here, being at perfect control of any operations and motivations. He controls all means of production, and he has the plan. The 2 of Cups meaning is love, being at the intersection of unconditional caring and compassion between one another. The 2 of Cups is Venus in Cancer, a place that is comforting and nice for Venus to indulge in, and she can trust the person in front of her and share with them all of her gifts without thinking twice. The 2 of Cups is all about sharing is caring, especially with your significant other. The 2 of Swords means peace, putting things to order after contemplating about the truth for a long time. It took some blindness. This is the energy of the moon in Libra. The moon in Libra shows the different sides of the choice being made in the 2 of Swords. It is about choosing what to see and what to ignore in order to live in peace. The 2 of Pentacles meaning is change. It is about shifting the balance between one resource and another in order to not dry it out. The energy of the 2 of Pentacles tarot card is Jupiter in Capricorn, which is in his fall here in terms of astrological dignity. Jupiter doesn't like to work so hard and have no play. But Jupiter is proud, so he will do what it takes here to make it to the top. This means the shift in resources is always depriving some sort of long-lasting effect. This is more of a long climb that never ends. The 3s represent the stability and understanding that are developed and needed for the action rolling into being. It is the breakthrough and the will to create and do. These are forces of expansion, flourishing, and the ability to manifest. The 3 of Wands meaning is virtue. Multiple combinations of will and action make for inner value to create. It is radiant and attractive. The energy of the sun being exalted in Aries is here in this card, being all perfect. The energy of the tarot card 3 of Wands is the energy of Sun in Aries. What leaders are made of, the best configuration of inner attributes needed to rule and lead. The 3 of Cups meaning is abundance, cups overflowing with joy, meaning and human connection. This is a celebration of all that is human, a community to rely upon. Being the energy of Mercury in Cancer, knowing exactly what to give you to see you enjoy and grow, this is the best crowd to be with for these goals. The 3 of Swords means sorrow, as the swords pierce each heart with conflict and discord. This heartbreak energy of the 3 of Swords is the energy of constricting Saturn being in Libra, and Saturn is exalted in this sign. The swords limit something to give form to something else. By pushing the boundaries of the idea, it is growing and improving it. The process is painful, but it is necessary and will be worth the while. This is justice served after a very hard choice. Libra knows how hard it is to make these choices, to cut out the unnecessary and go forward to define and build the new. The 3 of Pentacles meaning is work. The community finds every master brings his own specialty, and all must respect each other's place in the story. The energy of the Three of Pentacles is Mars in Capricorn, which is a very strong-headed will, which will continue fighting to get the final promised goal. No small challenge will deter him. It is a fight for meaning and higher callings. The Fours are about the unified synergy of all pieces, the togetherness and completeness making the conditions stable and long-lasting, habitual. These are whole and holistic views of the elemental nature of situations. The Four of Wands meaning is completion, bringing all pieces of a project to their designed place. Having everything synced in harmony, all issues solved. It is the culmination of creation. But it is also a small death, since now that it is complete, it may become boring and dead. Venus here ruling this card in the sign of Aries, and she is detriment in this sign. This is because she does not value the traits of Aries that allowed it to arrive at this position, and she will help it mutate to the next phase. The Four of Cups meaning is luxury, feeling as secure as realistically possible, not wanting for a thing. Having your cup overflowing with emotion and harmony all around. Here the moon is in domicile in the sign of Cancer, which the moon rules. This means it has the best nurturing, and is at best conditions to thrive. There may be some blindness to problems, which is understood when there is no fear, since security is so abundant. The Four of Swords means truce of all elements of thought. No collision of motivation or interests. Being one at heart with all thoughts and trains of thought. This truce is of the war described in previous cards, of needing to cut out whatever is not necessary anymore. Jupiter in Libra here gives us the harmony and expansion of mind needed for this tranquility. The Four of Pentacles meaning is earthly power, the ability to control production, or people by having status, resources, ability and leverage to do what others cannot do so easily. For this card, the Sun is in the sign of Capricorn, so the ego here goes on missions impossible which are achieved easily, just by knowing the road that needs to be taken. There is strong attachment to status and appearances. The Fives are about success and failure, when it arrives in the form of obstacles, which are meant to further strengthen the element condition in its phase. These challenges are not always negative, but they bring lessons. Learning by experience. These are experiences we must overcome to become better versions that evolve and grow. This change and uncertainty are the womb for these changes to grow in. The Five of Wands meaning is strife. This is a struggle, a collision of wills and interests. It is a conflict of many egos. This is not the rulership or unity we had before, but a revolution almost, or more of a rebellion. Saturn here is in the sign of Leo, and is in its detriment. Saturn does not appreciate the spotlight, the showbiz and attention is not for him, so he is not doing the politics needed to sustain earlier conditions. The Five of Cups meaning is disappointment. The cups which used to be full, and all that was needed, are now less desirable. There is a willingness to go forward and leave the past behind, as it no longer serves. There is magic that is lost, when reality doesn't live up to expectations. This is the energy of fiery Mars in Scorpio. Even if he is in domicile by traditional astrology here, it is blinding for him to be in this position, so he missed many details that he lost interest in since he was so fixated on something he fantasized about. Losing this shine in things just makes them appear granted for us. The Five of Swords means defeat. There is defeat, and sometimes it is double, when there is also rejection. This is giving up on communication, leaving behind the debate and the active listening. After no ability to get through, another side or all sides may choose to step back and disengage, realizing it is the best option. The energy here of Venus in the sign of Aquarius, she is detached here and cold. Not the environment or worries that Venus prefers. This is a change leading up to the next needed evolution for the growing community and family, which is not as small and simple as it used to be. The Five of Pentacles meaning is worry. This is a time of scarce resources, a need, having less money or food. This is the worry that things will not suffice, experiencing hardships with physical health or financials. Going from one place to another, seeking the support of others. The Sixes are the processes that begin the deterioration of everything so perfectly existing. It is the beginning of the death of the birth which the Aces brought. The Sixes point out the weakness of the material planes, where all creation has already peaked in harmonious and perfect existence, which cannot last more than one perfect second in an ever-changing universe, ebbing with many vibrations of all kinds and natures. The Six of Wands meaning is victory. This victory is achieved through teamwork. Good collaboration between all members leads to good outcomes, and one person is elevated from others due to his ability to lead such an effort of collaboration or to make others pursue and follow him. This is the energy of Jupiter in the sign of Leo, enjoying his charisma and creativity to make others come together, enjoy their work, and bring good outcomes to all. The Six of Cups meaning is pleasure. This pleasure comes from basking in a pool of nostalgia, immersing oneself with the memories and feelings of the past, when we were free or young, and didn't have all the responsibility we now have to maintain our social and loving relationships. It is the need to go inside and dream, but instead will cause over-attachment and is detrimental if used as an escape from reality. This energy of Sun in Scorpio is this ego that digs deeper in search of that old mythological X and stories and fantasies from times past. The deep worlds our hearts and minds inhabit to feel good and loved are dangerous if we stay there all the time, not facing reality and its lessons. The Six of Swords meaning is science when the mind is put to expression in its perfect form, with information learned and gained put to use for better outcomes, helping the community grow and live better lives. If we clear the minds, they are fruitful tools to bring better lives to all. Mercury is the teacher and wizard, and in the sign of Aquarius his magical science is put to work for the benefit of the community, to help grow our social connections and our public united spaces more shareable and international. The Six of Pentacles meaning is material success. The right gain comes next to the right price. Each gets what he needs, not what he lusts. The measures are not emotional, but they are measured in purpose that the person has and chooses to follow in his life. For his purpose he will be funded well. If he does not put the effort to it, he will not be gifted material help. This is the manifestation of following one's purpose to getting good sustenance from it. The energy of Moon in the intuitive sign of Taurus knows exactly what it needs, and gets it by making it clear that those needs are priority to reach all goals. This is how the ego and persona achieve goals, by stating the needful and doing the needful. The sevens represent dreams and visions, so they take their element to an extreme, good or bad. They are the catalyst of change, the speeding revolution of the cycles of life, the inevitable drifting down of the wheel of fortune and fates. The Seven of Wands meaning is valor. In this place a person may be blinded by illusion, not seeing the situation for what it is, and having people oppose or sabotage his efforts. He doesn't see his wrong ways, and fails to show his right ways, and must be at all times guarding his interests and future, for which he is worried and anxious about. The energy of Mars in Leo is an explosion of attention-seeking ego and need for validation, which comes off as defensive even though it is aggressive. The fear comes from lack of confidence, which was already lost due to grandiose illusions. The Seven of Cups meaning is debauch. The variety of options poisons the choice. None of the choices can be good when there is such strong emotions and attachments to each. All the greatest things can become poisons when taken for granted. Venus in Scorpio here must be active and choose according to needs and not lusts. There must be focus and avoiding being blinded by shining things which are not gold. The Seven of Swords meaning is futility, stealing of ideas or time, an unfair need to gain without putting in resources or effort. This lack of focus is delusional, but the person retreats into himself and continues on his path to take all he can from the situation. Moon in Aquarius energy is the delusional savior, hero, or charismatic entrepreneur, which weaves his webs of megalomaniac success and growth. The Seven of Pentacles meaning is unfulfilled success. The restriction of production makes the fruit late to come. This poses the person in a place of choice. Shall he continue working on this effort, which feels lost as the fruits are late to come? He may easily fall to depression over this notion in his head. Saturn in Taurus restricts material success. It holds the fruit back until you are ready to receive them, after you've put the work to your body or financial systems, or any assets and resources and even food. There should be growth and learning, and it will come with restriction and delay. The eights represent overcaution, frost and restriction or contraction. This is a passive energy, flat and linear. The Eight of Wands meaning is swiftness. This is effortless movement, flowing in one direction which is focused and aimed like a laser by a hand or an eye. The Mercury flow and quicksilverness effect, when in the sign of Sagittarius, leads to a movement which is unstoppable, but also almost rushing it. Being thrilled by the idea of hunting for something, it is forceful. This well-balanced force of the magician Mercury, in Temperance, Sagittarius, allows for an easy-flowing, well-executed task. The Eight of Cups meaning is indolence. This is about searching for something new to fill us up, inward or outward. We leave what we have behind, and we go in search of new fields to walk on and be happy by. The feeling of no hope is showing there is a resentment towards the situation, as if it were to solve itself. The person must not be passive and act to change outcomes, and feelings will follow. The energy of Mercury in Pisces is that of strange reliance on the divine and looking for the magic within. If found, it can be an excellent guide on the harsh roads of relationships. The Eight of Swords meaning is interference, too many cooks in the kitchen, too many parts of the problem, making it very hard to solve. The runoff and expansion Jupiter brings into the traits of Gemini, which is already scattered and torn between two egos almost, is ever grand. The exertion of energy is too much and leaves the person empty and unable to handle other issues because there are too many. Jupiter needs balancing here, and is also in his detriment here in Gemini. The Eight of Pentacles meaning is prudence. This type of mastery is a little different than that of the number 3. Here there is the utmost attention to detail, as if the detailed accuracy shall promise that all else will be perfect as a result. Well, there is some logic in that notion which the ego sun brings when she is living in the sign of Virgo, who wants everything in its exact location, with every little piece of the puzzle put in place. The perfectionist is having a field day here, and this is the prudent path in which he walks, where every step is well calculated. The nines represent the mature balance as the final creation is almost done, with the transparent solidification of the element manifested to reality. The Nine of Wands meaning is strength, finding out you are stronger than you thought. This is someone who never stops and does not give up. He stands his ground, relentlessly until the task at hand is completed. It is ideal to move by the values of the greatness of one's inner knowledge. Moon in Sagittarius is fiery, and does not fear to dream about adventure and greatness. Dogma and ideals are also loved when used wisely. The Nine of Cups meaning is happiness. This is wish fulfillment. All cups are full of all that is wanted and needed. Feeling whole and full of all ever wanted, the effort of previous stages had been worth it and have come to excellent outcomes of fruition. The climax of emotions of pride and success is a celebration of growth. Jupiter in Pisces expands the self-love, puts on the right set of glasses to see all the great things manifested that are to be grateful for. He enjoys this grace. The Nine of Swords meaning is cruelty. When losing touch with intuition, the mind may spiral into a vortex of thoughts to worry and mess with the growing wave of uncertainty. This is self-cruelty when our passion and motivation is only focused on setting the ego at the helm to communicate and travel. The energy of Mars in Gemini is anxious and needs help to get conclusive insights. The Nine of Pentacles meaning is material gain, good health, and wealth when all resources were managed harmoniously and put to excellent expression. Of all things material and earthly, we see a perfect manifestation of the best the world has to offer, a garden of wonder, and Venus can sit on her fine throne, when in the doting sign of Virgo, which here created a harmonious environment to live and thrive in, a happy body and soul. The tens represent final manifestation, which can no longer be changed. It is the final outcome and overripeness of any element. The Ten of Wands meaning is oppression. When the will has taken control of the path, it may oppress us. We may find ourselves restricted by the sheer volume of responsibility or tasks. A pure will to create and enrich may have turned into a burden. There must be room for self-rest and play to make sure the people in these positions of authority with the responsibility do not reach the exhaustion or burnout which they may be prone to. Saturn in Sagittarius is there to make sure you feel the pain and burden each new venture brings with it. The Ten of Cups meaning is satiety, the happy ever after, the cups overflowing. Everything is abundant and even more than just enough. There is no more want or need, and the search is obsolete. Mars in Pisces doesn't appreciate this and wants to run. The Ten of Swords meaning is ruin, being at your wit's end. This is the complete loss of control on thoughts and therefore also feelings and perception. This is a state of victim mentality, of taking a situation for something more sinister than what it really is. The ego is dramatizing everything and making everyone guilty to escape the same from overthinking. The Sun in Gemini can't put the fire of self-doubt out. The Ten of Pentacles meaning is wealth, extreme wealth and stability, the such that lasts decades and can be trusted upon and taken almost as granted, but was achieved through great dedication and knowledge of the elders of the family or tribe. This mastery of skill and experience in the knowledge is the perfected manifestation of the earthly element. The ancient ways and knowing are the embodiment of Mercury, bringing his insights and learning in the sign of earthy, tidy, and perfectionist Virgo. Mercury is ruler of Virgo, so has the best outcomes here.